It's like if somebody said rah, 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 and then like one little piece of their rant about your piece actually rang true, you can actually say, oh, okay, yeah, I got that, but the rest of that is just coming from you. And like, what have you done? You know? Really, mean-spirited criticism doesn't ever, almost in my experience, come from somebody who's doing valuable art themselves. Almost everyone who does valuable art themselves, the people that I've really admired, would never deliver mean-spirited criticism because they understand where you're coming from and they know how to get from point A to point Z in creating art. And they just know you need to go to B, C, D, you know, and through the whole shebang before you get to where they are. And they understand that, so there's no need for them to criticize. It's absolutely my obligation to think of the audience and whoever's watching me and to speak to them and to bring them onto the stage with me so they can see themselves whenever I dance. I always try to, when I dance for somebody else, make them see themselves through me and me through them. And I think that's where spirituality comes from, because it's generosity. And spirituality is probably working away from individualism, you know, thinking that we're all so divided and separate. Ballet class was great. It was the only place on the planet and in my existence where I had any kind of self-esteem about what I did in the world and having any competence at that age. It was, for me, art expresses things that are usually difficult to express, are usually universal, usually more vulnerable parts of ourselves, little blips. You know, editing is, you know, here this is probably not going to get edited in it, but editing is kind of, I loved doing it, but it was also creating an illusion that was kind of getting rid of the flaws. Where I felt like the other art forms, like the choreography and the teaching children dance, was about getting right down into the center of the flaws and making something out of them. We just have a different kind of power, and it's not smash them up, it's a more vulnerable kind of power. And so as an artist, I think it's a strength to have reconciled with being a power that's not more about a power over, but just having an internal power. And that's something that I think everybody deals with as, you know, in some way as being a woman, you know, in the world, walking down the street or whatever.